What if being fired from your dream job was the best thing that ever happened to you? Sounds insane, right? But that's exactly what happened to a young woman who went from being publicly humiliated to becoming the most powerful woman in media and building a $3 billion empire. This is the story of Oprah Winfrey. And trust me, you've never heard it told like this. Oprah grew up in rural Mississippi, wearing potato sacks as dresses because her family couldn't afford real clothes. Raised by a single teenage mother, she faced poverty, abuse, and trauma no child should ever endure. She was molested by multiple relatives. At 14, she ran away and gave birth to a premature baby, who tragically died. But somehow, she kept going. By 19, she was reading the news on local radio, the youngest and first black female anchor at her station. It should have been her breakthrough. But not everyone was ready for a bold, emotional black woman in the anchor's chair. At 22, she was fired. Why? Because her bosses said she was too emotional for the news. Too raw, too real, too human. She was devastated. Her dreams shattered, her confidence crushed. Imagine being told that your greatest strength, your emotion, was actually a flaw. What would you have done? But life had bigger plans for Oprah. She was reassigned to a tiny daytime talk show called AM Chicago, a show nobody watched. And guess what? She leaned into what got her fired. Her empathy, her emotion, her ability to connect. And in just a few months, that show shot from dead last to #1 in the ratings. Why? Because Oprah didn't just talk to her audience, she spoke for them. She wasn't pretending to be perfect. She was real, vulnerable, unfiltered. Soon, that little show became The Oprah Winfrey Show. And the rest? History in the making. But Oprah didn't stop at being a talk show host. Nope, she wanted ownership. She negotiated the rights to her show, started her own production company, Harpo Productions, and became one of the first black women to control her own media empire. This wasn't just about fame, it was about freedom. What Oprah did next wasn't just success, it was a revolution. She didn't settle for fame, she wanted ownership. She negotiated the rights to The Oprah Winfrey Show, something unheard of for a television host, especially a black woman in the 82nd. She launched Harpo Productions, her own company. Did you catch that? Harpo is Oprah spelled backwards. This wasn't just business, it was personal. And with that move, Oprah stopped working for the system and started owning it. She created a media empire, produced films like The Color Purple remake, launched O, the Oprah magazine, and the Oprah Book Club, which turned unknown authors into global bestsellers overnight. And in 2011, she launched her own television network, literally called OWN, because she knew what it meant to take control of your voice. But here's what makes her different. She didn't just build wealth, she built impact. She's donated over $400 million to education, with much of it going to young girls in Africa. She opened the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for girls in South Africa, helping break the cycle of poverty through knowledge. She gave voice to trauma survivors, normalized therapy on national television, brought spiritual leaders and life coaches to the mainstream before it was trendy. She didn't chase trends, she created them. Forbes named her the first black woman billionaire. Today, her empire is worth over $3 billion, and she still holds more influence than most politicians. But ask Oprah what matters most. She'll say it's helping people believe they're worthy just as they are. And that's her superpower, turning her pain into purpose and showing others how to do the same. So the next time someone tells you you're too emotional, too different, or not good enough, remember Oprah. She got fired and used it as fuel. And you can too. If this story lit a fire in you, tap that subscribe button. We share stories like this every week to help you rise daily. Because sometimes, rejection is just redirection.